Welcome to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, bringing baby boomers proven strategies and innovative products for getting fit, staying fit, so you can live a longer, healthier, and happier life. Here's your host, best-selling author and fitness advocate, Phil Ferris.
This is Phil Ferris, and welcome to our show. Never Too Late for Fitness Radio provides answers and straight talk about fitness, nutrition, and healthy lifestyles for people over 50. During each show, we talk to real health and fitness experts solving real problems with proven solutions you can apply to your day-to-day life. Today's show is for people over 40, 50, and older who feel that their fitness and exercise days are a thing of the past. If you're not exercising because of physical limitations, whether it be MS, a stroke, obesity, an amputation, arthritis, or recent surgery that has left you unable to work out in the traditional gym setting, this episode is for you. If you want to experience what it's like to move freely and feel alive again, this episode is for you. My guest today is Patti Cummings, owner of P2 Personal Training and creator of Astro-Durance Total Body Bungee Training that makes you feel superhuman. Astro-Durance Bungee Systems is changing lives across America and the world. It is an amazing exercise phenomenon that has gotten the endorsement of David Lyons, who is one of America's fitness experts and recipient of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Health Advocate Lifetime Achievement Award and founding partner of the National Fitness Hall of Fame Institute. When I talked to Patti about being on the show last week, she told me that experiencing Astro-Durance workout would dramatically change how I viewed it. Because of her infectious enthusiasm, which you'll soon see, I agreed to drive 4 hours from Crystal Lake, Illinois to Peoria, Illinois, in a winter storm, no less, to do a 30-minute Astro-Durance session with her daughter, Brooke. I can honestly say that the trip was well worth it. The workout was one of the best and most enjoyable workouts I've ever had. So thank you, Patti, for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited being here, Phil.
Oh, great. Now, Patti, to help our listeners get a perspective on Astro-Durance, can you describe the journey you took to develop it and what motivated you to go down that path?
Yeah, I've always had a passion working with people throughout my life. And when I started training personally, I started in Peoria, Illinois, that's my hometown. A lot of clients had injuries, more injuries than what I realized. You know, when I became a personal trainer, I'm thinking I'm going to be training a lot of athletes and people all around healthy all the time. Well, that was not the case. A lot of people that were healthy maybe hurt their ankle or injured their knee or just, recovery from breast cancer to hip replacement, to back issues, to where you have to get more creative now with your workouts. And so your typical type of training changed. And I had to start thinking differently on training them. Okay, how can I help them do these type of movements without putting pain on their joints? And when I moved to Cape Coral, Florida, I really started seeing more people in need of help with exercising because they had more issues. And I had to rig things to make it comfortable. And hearing their stories really was heartbreaking. It's like, my gosh, they break down and crying and saying, Patti, I can't do this anymore. You don't understand. And I want this so bad. So I'm going to hire you to hopefully help me maybe do something. And it is heartbreaking. You fall in love with your clients, first of all, because you get to really know who they are. And you start feeling like they're your family. And you really want to work harder to get them to feel better. So the one thing that I find that is a secret ingredient to making someone successful is confidence. Without confidence, nothing can really happen because they don't feel it within themselves. So I had to figure out a way, how do I make people feel confident within themselves? So I would rig things, Phil. And then I saw Cirque du Soleil. And it dawned on me, for over 30 years, they have been using this bungee product in the air for acrobatic movements. Why are they not doing this for fitness? So when I started researching, they do for beautiful dancing, the swan style. Then I had nothing to go off of. I search and search. There was nothing out there, Phil, nothing. And then I just started creating and making and trying to figure out, how can I do this? What can I do? Finally, I started putting parts together, rigging things. You would have laughed if you would have saw the first pieces, what they looked like. But it was working, and that's all I cared about. I started thinking like of Einstein with the light bulb theory. He went through how many before he finally got it. It was the same thing. People were like, well, they're doing that in the dance, and it's not the same. That's, these people are not 90 pounds and fit and soaring in the air. People are in need of help. So it's a whole different type of setup that you have to put together. And how are we going to make this? How do we weight them out? Everyone weighs different weights. Everyone's in different sizes. So if someone weighs 200 pounds, we need something that's 250 pounds that can hold them up. So through all the testings that I went through, I've remade this product 4 different times, and I came up with it, and I'm like, here we go. We got this. We got buoyancy. We can add weight. We can remove weight. Let's make this simple and easy. And then before you know it, I've got my product, and I've got clients having confidence within themselves that felt like they could never do something again, that are now doing things. And the biggest thing, like for your wife, for example, Phil, is a push-up. Who would love to do a push-up? A lot of women can't do push-ups. And there are women that can do push-ups, but cannot do them anymore because of a shoulder issue or something happened to them. So their strength is gone. What a confident builder is putting them on this product and having them do a push-up. They feel good. Now they feel strong. Now they feel inspired. Now they're like, what else can I do? And then now game's on. Game's on. Let's start training. Before you know it, they feel good. They're laughing. They're smiling. Their confidence is coming back. They're loving fitness again because there's no pain on their joints whatsoever. That's how it began. And here we are today, a year and a half later, we have blown up worldwide, Phil. And now we're getting in a lot of rehabilitation centers, and I'm working with a lot of doctors. We're getting chiropractors, and we work with athletes to go the next level of training for high endurance.
Well, let me back up a little bit and talk about some of the basic exercises that you started with to give, because you talk about how do I give people confidence?
Yes.
And so you can't do confidence in all things. So where did you start in building that confidence with a product so that they could expand to all the different movements that they can do now?
Sure. So I would talk with my client, and of course I would find out what kind of medications they're on, what kind of surgeries they've had. And if they haven't had surgeries, where are their aches and pains? Then they would show me. And then I would ask them, I would like you to give me the opportunity to show you something, but you have to trust the product. And it is very difficult in the beginning because you're kind of like suspended in the air and you're going, is this thing going to really hold me up? And as a trainer, I always stand right next to my client to assure them I'm not leaving you. I'm right next to your side. And I would put them in the apparatus. We weigh them, of course. We need to make sure, if they weigh 160 pounds, I'm going to do 200 pounds of resistant bungee on them. So we've got an additional 40 pounds of product to suspend them up in the air. So when I get them on the product, I have them start with squats first. And I would always let them know, just act like you're sitting in the chair, push your hips back and just go down the ground and come up. And it's really funny, Phil, because I love to see their face at first. They look at me and they're like, honey, I can't do squats. Or it's been a long time since I've done squats. Oh, squats will hurt my knees. I'm like, that's right. But you're going to finally do a squat with no pain, and you can do a squat with this product. So let's just try it. And they will look at me, and then they go down, they do a squat, their eyes get big, they rise up, and they smile. And that's what I look for, Phil. When I see that smile, I know that they're feeling good now within themselves. And then I'm like, okay, now let's go for 9 more. You can do this. And they do 9 more, and they rise up, and they literally sometimes grab their hands, wrap their fingers around each other, and they go to their chest, and they're like, I can't believe I just did a squat. I did squats. I had no pain. What the heck? What just happened? I'm like, ta-da. That's what just happened. Magic. I go, isn't this beautiful? And they're like, can I try it again? And they usually want to do it again because they can't believe what they just did. And then I go into the next phase is lunges. Bill, you know as well as I know, lunges are very difficult to do.
Yep.
And especially people with severe knee injuries. If someone with a knee injury, if they do a lunge, they can't believe they can do the perfect lunge. Then I have them after they do 10. Now I really have them because they're so happy. Now they're believing in the product. Because those are two of the most hardest workouts, if you ask me, for plyometrics for people with issues, squats and lunges. Once they see that they can do those two, they now trust you and they trust the product. Well, almost, but they're feeling confident now. And that's what's so important. And then I love to show them how they can feel airborne with soft jumps. And a lot of people can't jump today, Phil. They just can't because of the impact. So I have them always go in a 45-degree angle, feeling the resistance of the bungee on the balls of their feet. And what's so perfect about this, for the first time in fitness, we have an average of 687 muscles in the body, correct, Phil? They give you a guaranteed number, but that's what they estimate is right around there. For the first time on the balls of your feet, almost all those muscles are being stretched out. Seriously, being stretched out. Everything's lining up perfectly, forms perfect. Now, I ask them to jump softly on balls of their feet, just soft jumps. And they do it. And then they're laughing. They're like, oh my gosh, this does not hurt. It's like, no, isn't that amazing? They're like, it is magic. It's magical. I'm like, yes. And like you said, and I hear this all the time, Phil, freedom. They feel free training for the first time and they have no pain, but it works. It works. People think, oh, what am I going to get out of that? You're going to get more out of this training than any other training out there, because now for the first time ever, you're training your body organically. We are always talking, eat organically, let's live organically, don't put that in, the air and da-da-da-da-da. But yet we're training our bodies not, we're hard on our bodies. A lot of that hard impact, our bodies aren't meant, to spring like you do on pavement. We're not kangaroos and we don't have springs in between our joints or anything. So in due time, we will suffer. We may look beautiful today, but later down the road, we're going to have a lot of aches and pains and we're going to suffer. But now with this product, you can train organically and get, that type of toning and that weight loss and going back in bio time, feeling young again on this product.
Okay, Patti, what I want to do now is dig deeper into the concept of organic training.
Sure.
What does that really mean to the average person?
Okay. Organic training, to me, this is my definition for this product with the discoveries I have made. To me, the secret to a healthy body, Phil, is the lymphatic system. A lot of people don't know what the lymphatic system is. They've heard of it, but they don't know the definition. So I highly recommend people to really look at the word lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is what helps cleanse all the toxins and the waste out of the body, correct?
Correct.
As we get older, the lymphatic system starts to slow down. And I kind of use the analogy, it's got like stopping points. So when we're young, we feel good and the freedom of running and jumping and, and the adults are like, gosh, I wish I had their energy. So you got that lymphatic system just going from head to toe, just beautiful and just soaring all throughout the body. And then behind the lymphatic system is the blood flow. With the blood, you have the oxygen. So everything's just moving just right. It's just flowing. You're getting the metabolism's just on a high, burning your calories. You feel good. But as we get older, everything starts slowing down. And the more, injuries we sustain, then it really starts slowing down. And the oxygen is not really as pumping like it was. And lymphatic system is kind of having the stopping points. With this product, you can get that lymphatic system revving back up through the body again. And the blood's flowing with oxygen pumping through the body. And that's what we're finding is why we're going back in bio time, starting to clean it out, getting rid of those toxins and the waste. And these are my theories that we are finding. People sometimes will get a headache in the very beginning, Phil. The headache will last 15 to 20 minutes. Why are they getting the headache? It's because they're getting oxygen put back in their brain. And that's a good thing because we start lacking oxygen. Now we're getting oxygen pumping back in. And it's starting to heal our clients from a lot of their aches and pains. We have so many clients that I can't even tell you that have from arthritis to MS to Parkinson's that they get on this product, and we've got many testimonies that's done videos for us that are becoming pain-free. Now, can I guarantee everybody with symptoms that this is a cure-all? No, I cannot. But what I can tell you is that on our discoveries, that you can finally train again, start healing your body again, and love what you're doing in fitness. It's not tearing you up. It's not hurting you. And this is why I feel like this is organic training. And on top of this, Phil, the bonus of all of this other stuff, not only you're getting the endorphins, you're happy, it's hitting those endorphins, but you're stretching every muscle in the body for the first time in fitness. Think about it, Phil. So go back to when you were training. For the first time in fitness, when you were training on this apparatus, you found every muscle stretching as you're toning and pumping that muscle, correct?
Correct.
And you had no pain. When you were done, did you feel taller? Did you feel light? How did you feel when you were done, when you got off the apparatus of Astro-Durance Bungee Systems, Phil?
I felt everything, the body was good. I had a very good workout. I was drenched in sweat in 30 minutes. And I did feel like I stretched and moved out and felt taller. There was I call the workout high afterwards, feeling very good, very enjoyable. And I think, one of the things my wife said, which was, they said, she says, I don't like doing squats. I don't like doing push-ups, but I liked them today. And she laughed. She was being honest. She doesn't like them. And, I think the thing that amazed me about it is the fact that, in doing a variety of movements where you're using all muscles, jumping and doing star jumps and all different kinds of things which are normally associated with kids on a playground, it's enjoyable, and you're not thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm having to do 3 more reps. Because it was just fun doing the movements. And what we're finding with older adults is because of the sedentary life, either by choice or because of injury or because of medications or other illnesses, they are sedentary and they aren't using their muscles. They aren't using a lot of their muscles. And if they go to a gym, they may use just a machine, and a machine will have limited amounts of muscle being engaged, which provides some support and it does build strength. So it's not any exercise, it's good exercise. But the fact that you're using your whole body is a very, very, very powerful way of getting people back and engaged, because if they do it and they enjoy it, they'll continue to do it. And so that's one of the things that I found very, very
well, and it's like you just said, Phil, you are hitting muscles you probably haven't hit on in years, and you are athletic. You're out there training a lot, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I'm sure, though I wasn't sore, I could feel that I had used back muscles and leg muscles that perhaps had not been used, when I play tennis or when I lift weights or when I coach lacrosse. So those are things that different muscles. And again, you are using all of those. But I want to kind of go back now to, you have a number of people that are using this that are not typically going to the gym. They're not working out. What motivates them to come to you initially? Because these are people that a lot of them have kind of given up and said, hey, they're just, no way, it hurts too much so how do you get them to find you so that they can experience the Astro-Durance system?
Well, how I've got a lot of people to find me, believe it or not, was off Facebook.
Okay.
Doing videos and having my older clientele giving testimonies, letting them know. And here's the other thing too, how this has worked for me, and it's not just one category. I'm hitting many categories with this product. You can do gymnastics, you can do dance, you can do athletes, you can do injured, and you can do overweight. Okay. Now, what's happened is every client I would have come in, I would ask them to do a testimony. How did that feel? What did you think? And what happens is, now you know this as well as I know, Phil, I love the baby boomers. I love everybody. Don't get me wrong. But the baby boomers are loyal. They show up. They really want to take care of themselves. They don't want the aches and pains, and they're willing to try to figure out, is there something new? Help me get rid of this. And once you get that baby boomer seeing that they can feel alive again, like you said, having that freedom, that taste of freedom, they bring their friends with them because their friends are saying, what are you doing? You are not the same. Look at you sitting. How are you getting up? They tell them, it sounds crazy, but I'm on a bungee. And that's what they say. I'm on a bungee. I'm working out on a bungee. A bungee. And now I've been in restaurants and I've overheard people talking at the table about my product, and I smile when I eat because it feels really good. And I've heard the conversations, and I love it. I love hearing what they say, but their friends will come with them, and that helps. So it's word of mouth too. So you've got the Facebook helping, but the biggest thing is if the people are believing in your product, which they will because it works, their friends start seeing the results and they're going to follow. I know if I see my girlfriend, we're at the same age, and her face is looking flawless. Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to the skin center down here. They have this new product they put on the face. I'm going to go try that cream. I'm just going to go do it because, wow, I see your results. They look amazing. So give me some of that cream. It's the same thing. Now you have your in-betweeners, which is more my age. They want that harder feel, high endurance training. So they're used to running 5 miles, 10 miles. They love, it's called the runner's high, which you've heard of, Phil. Mm-hmm. I want to give them that runner's high. And I'm going to have them run on this product. And just imagine you weighing, let's say, 200 pounds, and we have, or let's say you weigh 160 pounds, we got 200 pounds of resistance behind you, and you are running against 200 pounds trying to pull you back. You do 5 of those runs with high jumps with them, you are out of breath. And I love it when they're done for 5 runs, which is 30 seconds. They're literally now puddling in sweat, having to teach them how to rebreathe. They're trying to figure out, how did this just happen? And I run 5 miles. I can't get this out of 5-mile run.
The 30 seconds of sprints were very, very intense. They took me to the max in terms of cardiovascular, where I needed to be. Yeah. And I needed a recovery period of 15, 20 seconds before I could do it again. So that it is something that it's not just for people with limitations, because you can. That was the other thing I liked about the fact that my wife was doing a basic push-up, and then Brooke said, "Well, here, Phil, you can try some hand clap push-ups, and then let's try some explosiveness." And so they were able to adapt it to different levels within the same, with us both working out, both of us getting a good workout for our level and interest. Yeah. I'm saying more and more and more. My wife said, "Hey, this is pretty good. I'm doing something I've never done before." And that's cool.
Yeah. See, and she was modified and you went to that different level. And she felt so good just to do a push-up. And you felt so good to do an explosion. So both of you confidence meters were rising high. And so what happened, like with you, this is a perfect example. When you went back home, you shared it with your daughter. And I'm sure now your daughter has a taste on her tongue, like, gosh, Dad, I want to try this. It's the same thing. So when we get these athletes in here, they leave, they're the runners come in because they've got to try this now too, because they can't believe the friend just said all this. So now they're on it. And we've taken athletes and taken the next level within a matter of months. And we both know the secret, once again, to go on the next level. And anything we do in fitness, from young to elderly, you have to have endurance, correct?
Correct.
And endurance is very hard sometimes to get. So we're taught that you have to, you got to feel it, hurt. If you're not hurting, it's not working. And that's not the case today. Today, you can just keep going and going. For the first time ever in fitness, your body is like this. It's like a spring, like a kangaroo. It doesn't want to stop. But internally, your cardio is saying, "Wow!" We're talking within a matter of seconds. It's telling you to stop. But you want to keep doing those squats, or you want to keep doing those burpees. For the first time, you're doing these burpees and you have no pain and you're doing them perfect. It's like you're airborne. It's like you're floating in a cloud and you're like coming down and coming up and you're smiling. You feel good. But all of a sudden you're going, "I can't breathe. What the heck?" It's like, stop, So now in the first time in fitness, it's the complete opposite. The complete opposite. That's why people are scratching their head. because 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, or however many years of experience you have in fitness, you're going, this isn't what I'm used to. This isn't what I know. This isn't what I was taught. I mean, am I correct, Phil? Is that how you felt?
One of the things I wanted to, kind of build on is the fact that you recommend, and Brooke recommends, only a 30-minute workout.
That's all you need.
Why is that?
Because the endurance is so intense that you are beginning, you do not need more than 30. So everything we've learned in fitness, you got to throw out the window. I mean, as far as training somebody, because we're not going on a 30 count. We're going on a 10 count because the endurance is that intense. So how I use analogies for people to understand, pretend you have a big man. We'll use like Lou, the Hulk, okay? You got the Hulk, he's holding behind your shirt and you're trying to run from him. Okay, imagine running, you got this big muscle bound behind you holding that shirt and you're trying to run and get away. It's the same thing with the resistant bands. So we're adding more intensity, more resistant bands on it. You're trying to escape away from it, but it's pulling you back. So for the first time in fitness, it's all core, first of all, which is amazing. You're using all your core to hold, against that resistance and to start moving those muscles. But what's so beautiful, the way I've designed it and created it, your form is usually always perfect, always lined just right. So whatever you're working, you're not hunched over, you're not, in a curve, you're perfectly lined as you're training that body. So now you're getting that high endurance training because it's pulling you away, but you're using that core to stay forward in a 45-degree angle. And doing even jumping jacks, you feel like you're on a cloud because you're in a 45-degree angle, balls of your feet, you're leaned over, perfectly lined, and you're doing jumping jacks. But once again, you've got that 200 pounds pulling you back, using that core strength to stay forward. You're going to be out of breath because it's all cardio. 10 seconds is all you need, and then you break for 10. Then you do another 10. Now, here's the thing. Some people can pass out on you and you have to watch them. You got to watch the coloring. Do not overdo it. I've had athletes faint on us. I'm like, you need to stop. No, I got this. I'm telling you, your coloring changing. You need to stop. They would do 2 more runs. All of a sudden they're about to pass out. So we would put liquid sugar or honey underneath their tongue, which is, it brings you back instantly within seconds. So they look at you like, I did not expect that. It's like, yeah, you got to slow down. You got to listen to us. There's a reason why we tell you we start with 5 runs. We want to hear you. And I usually have every client count while they're training because I'm hearing how they're breathing. So when they're like at 5, 6, I usually tell them stop. We don't go to 10. Just take a break for a second.
Okay. In addition to just doing the cardio or vascular types of workout, you can also do weight training.
Oh gosh, yes. All our men, all men and women. Once again, it's organically because for the first time now, we put them in a 45-degree angle, doing dumbbells, hammers, frontals, laterals. And you got to be careful with laterals because of the shoulders too, because you're using all your core. Core is keeping you, balanced and being that 45-degree angle on the balls of your feet. So let's say you're 20 pounds now feel like 40 pounds. So your dumbbells are going to be cut in half of weight. So these guys and our guys and girls are really toned here. They train organically now, suspended on the product with weights. They do press squats, they lift, all on the product because they're stretching their muscles as they're building their muscles for the first time ever in fitness. I'm telling you, it's mind blowing what people are doing with this. And I love seeing it. The guys love it. So, you get the guys now, they're heavy lifting on this product, right? Then they get off the product and then they do it airborne, like freestanding is what I call it now. So now they're freestanding with no product on them. And then they're like, Patti, I realized I'm hunching over. No wonder why my back kills me. On that product, it keeps my back nice and aligned when I'm lifting. Yep. Or the hips are back where they should be. Their feet are nice aligned on the floor on how they should be. And when they get off and they train, they see such a difference, huge difference.
And proper form is so critical when it comes to lifting weights, because if you don't use proper form, that's when injury happens. And
Exactly.
The last thing you want to do is, if you're just getting back into fitness, is to get injured and then not be able to work out. So the idea of safety is one of the key issues for people, especially over 50, that want to work out. They want to be challenged, but they don't want to get hurt. And this is a vehicle where they can accomplish those goals, and they can challenge themselves. They can be safe, and they can return to the gym the next day if they desire.
Exactly. And I'm telling you, once you start training this way, you don't want to go back the other way, because you feel good. And that's what it should be about. You want to feel good while you work out. And, and I love training anyway, your typical, way. It's kind of weird because I'm so used to this way now. And a lot of people haven't even had the opportunity to even get on this to even experience it yet. But once they do, they're going to understand. But when you go back to just basic air type of training, which is just, your basic way, it's just such a difference now. I mean, and I'm getting older. I'm 46, and I tore my knee out when I was doing basic plyos not too long ago with a client. We were doing a video, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I had to get on my apparatus, and I started working it, trying to get it back to normal. I'm like, gosh, I'm so used to training a certain way on Astro, and then I get off Astro, and it's like, gosh darn it, I can't. I just injured myself, and I was mad because I was down for quite a few months, and I called it knee Tourette's because I'd be talking, and if I moved it the wrong way, it was such severe pain. I'd be like, ah. I'm like, gosh. And so I finally got it, what people go through when they talk about severe knee injury. It is horrible. I can now say I get it. And I kept getting on my product, the Astro product, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna just, and I eventually did without having to have surgery. And so now I worry with certain type of movements that I do off the bungee, because I do now know the difference. And I cannot wait for the day that many people now have the choice of how they would like to train, because we are growing that fast. I'm hoping in every city people have an opportunity to try this product and make discoveries for themselves and to see which way they like. They now have a choice, which is nice.
Okay. Now, Patti, you've been involved in the medical field with your P2 personal training facility, and you're using the Astro-Durance Bungee System to help patients recover from surgery and other physical limitations. And recently, you joined forces with David and Kendra Lyons, the founder of the MS Fitness Challenge, a 501c3 charity that provides fitness programs, encouragement, and services for people with multiple sclerosis. What does that mean to you and your organization?
Oh, it's so huge to me. I was so happy. It was such a blessing, a dream come true, everything. David is an amazing man. Him and his wife are a great team. And I, was really praying that he was going to get involved with me. And he's busy, and he's got so many people coming at him and wanting him. And we talked, and after he looked at everything and worked with everything, he was blown away. He goes, I'm in 110%. I was ecstatic. I was happy. I'm like, let's do this. So since then, we're constantly working on projects. We're putting things together. We want to together go out there and start saving lives. We want to start healing people and showing them you can train again. We can work through this. Watch what this will do. I'm actually flying out to LA in 2 weeks. I'm very excited to meet his whole team, the crew. I'm even going to meet Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk, which is going to be exciting. He's doing this new series, David Lyons is for fitness. And we're looking for this apparatus in one of his episodes for the fall, looking at an MS challenge with this. So I'm very excited to see what he's put together when I get there. But what I love about David, Phil, he has passion. He's had a lot come at him. He's been a very successful man his whole entire life. And then, he wound up getting MS himself. And he saw for the first time, like me with a knee injury, what it was like to have pain that you've never endured before in your life. And when he told me his story, it was very heart touching. He was in the hospital and they told him, basically at first they thought he had a brain tumor. They were going to put him, give him brain surgery. And he had two options. He would be in a wheelchair. He could die. Well, then he said, I'm not getting brain surgery. And then they came to him a few months later, a new doctor diagnosed him with MS, the discovery of MS, what it was about, So when he was in the hospital, they said to him, you will never walk again. You will be in a wheelchair the rest of your life. And David, and I love his mind, the power of the mind is everything, Phil. He said, not me. And they said, yes, this is what's going to happen. So they put him in a wheelchair. They took him to the exit sign, was waiting to be picked up. He got up out of the wheelchair and said, I will not be in a wheelchair. And he walked to the car in pain. He said dying pain, but he was going to prove them wrong. And at that point on, he endured a lot of pain and he made a lot of sacrifices, but he was working out through the pain and to show people you can fight this. And through the pain of what he was enduring in MS, Phil, he was training other clients suffering from the same pain that he's suffering from. And he would put his pain aside to help the person in front of him. To me, that is so heroic and just so passionate that how can you not want to partner up with someone like that? And when he said, I'm in, I was like, yes, because you have to have that passion to want to help people. We're not out here to make money. We're actually here to change people's lives. And with him being on my team and who he brings to the table and what I bring to the table, this is a win-win. We're going to go out there and we're going to change the world. And I'm excited because I want to see people have confidence again. I want to see people live and with a smile and knowing they can walk again. And, we've had so many people that have had strokes and their physical therapists have brought them to us, Phil. And within a matter of weeks, we've got their body parts moving again. Not a year, not 2 years, within weeks, because they can be lifted and suspended and start working that area, and they have no pain in that area. So now we start getting the lymphatic system moving, the blood flowing, the oxygen pumping that muscle, let's start working it. And then before you know it, they got movement. Donna, our latest client is 7 weeks now. And her speech is completely clear. Thank God. I mean, you have to watch the first video when she came here into where she is now. Her leg, she's moving that leg completely forward to the side. She's walking backwards. She's walking now without her brace. She trains without her brace. She comes in without a walker. She has a cane. A lot of times she's walking without the cane, but she keeps it there for her balance and support. Her arm is getting movement again. It's mind blowing on what this is doing. And Dave and I were doing a medical conference in September, and I'm very excited doing this with him as well, to show a lot of the rehabilitations, chiropractors, trainers, what this product does, and what it can do and how it can benefit their clients instantly. And how I feel is I don't have time today to heal 2 years from now. It's a busy life and a lot of things go on a day. People don't have 2 years. They have today. We want what's going to work for us now. This product will start working immediately, instantly. And that's what people are in need of. And I am very thankful and very proud to say David Lyons is on our team to help make things happen.
Well, with his passion and your passion, I can just imagine the numbers of people that you're going to be able to reach. Because the thing I found in general about fitness is the tremendous prescriptive value of movement. The more you move, the better you feel. The better you feel, the more you move. And,
that's right.
And that is, fitness is the greatest prescription for what ails us. And you give them the gift of movement.
Yes.
And and doing it pain-free and in a way that makes them feel good, want them to do it more.
I like what you just said, Phil. The gift of movement. I'm writing that down. I love that. You just said it. You said it. Thank you, Phil.
I mean, when I went through knee surgery, back surgery, wrist surgery, the thing I missed was I couldn't move. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I would see people walking, running, doing their bike. And at the time, I couldn't do that. And, doctors would say, well, you'll never play basketball again. You'll never play tennis again. And I go, no, I will. What do I have to do? But that is a gift that we, sometimes we think we lose it permanently as you get to a certain age. Or a lot of times I wanted to give up. And I said, no, I'm not going to, because it's too important to keep doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a lot of people that just said, I just gave up. And then they gave up because of the pain, because of the inconvenience. And, your system gives them an option. And if they want to take that option, then they can get movement and they can accomplish their fitness goals in a way that they never would have been able to before.
Yeah.
But if people want to learn more about the Astro-Durance Bungee System and contact you, where should they go?
They can go to www.astrodurance.com, astrodurance.com. And on our website, we have a lot to offer there, and our number, our contact information is on there. And also they can check us out on Facebook, astrodurance.com. And a lot of people ask me how I came up with Astro-Durance. And if you're interested, Phil, I can share that.
Please do.
So when I created this, I felt like an astronaut. I felt like I was floating, and, growing up, you would see the astronauts floating, in their spaceship, and you'd be like, oh my God, I want to be an astronaut, because you want to float. That's why we want to be an astronaut. It'd be cool to go see, stars and things like that. But it was the floating is what caught me as a child. So I had that feeling. And then the endurance. So I'm like, why not split both of those words together? And I did not want to use any words that was out there. I wanted its own meaning, its own name. So I decided Astro-Durance, and I combined them together.
That's a great story. Because I can see, because you do feel like an astronaut. The word came to my mind, I feel like a superhero that I'm flying. One of the great experiences I had was doing the push-ups and getting air. And that was fun.
And it's funny you say that, because we call people like you called the Astro Heroes, because you are a hero now. And, you got to be so heroic to get on this product. And I saw your movements. I loved your stars. You did amazing on your explosions, and your starbursts were awesome.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
You did really good. You did really good. So yeah, definitely a hero. Astro Hero is one of the, we call our trainers the Astro Heroes. Back of their shirts, it's not trainer, it's Astro Hero.
Well, Patti, I want to thank you so much for taking your time, sharing your passion, your enthusiasm, and your experience so that we can give people the gift of movement. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Phil, for having me.
Have a great day.
You too. See y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, hosted by Phil Ferris. To learn more about the guests or resources on our show today, or to listen to past episodes, go to nevertoolateforfitness.com.